Well, good morning, everyone, and a very warm welcome to the magnificent Barony Hall on this very special day. It's a day of celebration for you, our graduates, and your families, friends, and supporters. We're delighted to be joined here today for this ceremony by people from across Scotland, across the UK, and indeed across the world on what is one of the most important days in the university calendar. Now, shortly, each of our graduates will, when their name is called out, be invited to come up on stage where I will cap them, thereby conferring them with their degree. This is an ancient public rite of passage and a mark of achievement, a proud tradition stretching back to the Enlightenment when Strathclyde was founded. Upon being capped, our graduates will become graduates of this great university. Once I've awarded all of the degrees, I will then take the opportunity just to tell you a little more about our university, our heritage, and the role we're playing in the world today. And once the ceremony is finished, you're invited to join us for refreshments at the reception in our Learning and Teaching building. But before we begin, let me just say this to you. Please savor this moment. And to the families, friends, and supporters gathered here, don't be shy in showing your appreciation for our graduates, short of jumping up on the stage here, of course. And do enjoy the ceremony, which I now formally declare open. Thank you very much. I now invite Professor David Hillier to present our Alumnus of the Year, Mr. Adrian Gillespie. David will then go on to present our graduates. Thank you.
My Lord and Chancellor, I have the honour to present to you Adrian Gillespie. As recipient of our Alumnus of the Year Award, Adrian has been recognised for his outstanding leadership and highly successful career at Scottish Enterprise, and also the leadership he demonstrated during his time at the University of Strathclyde as Chief Commercial Officer. Adrian's most recent appointment as Chief Executive of Scottish Enterprise took place in September 2021. Scottish Enterprise is the Scottish Government's lead agency on the economy, supporting people and businesses. As an organisation, Scottish Enterprise helps drive business innovation, build international competitiveness, and encourages more investment in companies and infrastructure. Adrian's appointment in 2021 was made at a crucial point for the Scottish economy, with the COVID pandemic restrictions wreaking havoc across business and commercial life. In his role as Chief Executive, Adrian is responsible for leading a global workforce to create a more productive, resilient and competitive economy for Scotland, a hugely important and influential role. Prior to this, Adrian held the post of the university's first ever Chief Commercial Officer and member of the university's executive team, where he led the growth of extensive industry-facing activities, centres and relationships, as well as managing the development of the innovative place-based economic development projects, including the National Manufacturing Institute of Scotland and the Glasgow City Innovation District. Before moving to Strathclyde, Adrian had an earlier role at Scottish Enterprise, originally joining in 2001, where he spent 16 years leading the organisation's business support through account management of high-growth companies, entrepreneurship development and high-growth startup support, R&D and innovation support, as well as the business infrastructure division. Adrian has contributed greatly to Strathclyde life. During his time at Scottish Enterprise and in collaboration with Strathclyde, Adrian served as a member of the advisory board of the university's Institute of Photonics, where he was instrumental in developing relationships with the US through SU2P, a Strathclyde-led partnership between institutions in Scotland and California. He is also a Strathclyder, graduating with an MBA in 2005, and is a great supporter of the Student Hardship Fund at Strathclyde. Adrian has held other roles throughout his career, including in the areas of the creative industries, digital media and enabling technologies, and energy and low carbon technologies, as well as serving various commercial and financial management positions within Marks and Spencer's during the 1990s. In addition, Adrian has acted as a trustee of the Glasgow Science Centre, the Glasgow Science Centre Endowment Fund, and was a former board member of Opportunity North East. We're all delighted to see Adrian back on the Strathclyde campus today. I'm sure all present agree that he is a more than worthy candidate for Alumnus of the Year 2022. It is with great pleasure, therefore, my Lord and Chancellor, that I ask you to present the Alumnus of the Year award to Adrian Gillespie.
Thank you. This is your
My Lord and Chancellor, graduates, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you very much, Professor Hillier, for their kind words in your oration there. May I start by congratulating everybody who's graduating today. I hope you enjoy a really well-deserved celebration of your magnificent achievement with your family and friends. You now join a vast international network of Strathclyde graduates with a shared experience of a very special time in your lives, a shared affection for your university, and a shared ambition to put your Strathclyde education to good use across the world. It seems like no time at all that I was sitting in this very hall, excited about the future, and I suppose somewhat relieved to have finished my exams and handed in my dissertation. What I didn't fully appreciate, though, that wasn't the end of my relationship with Strathclyde. In fact, it was nearer the beginning. I didn't imagine for a minute that I'd be returning in the future to become part of Strathclyde's leadership team and begin a new and very rewarding phase of my relationship with this wonderful university. However, that's what happened when I became Strathclyde's first Chief Commercial Officer in 2018. So who knows where your careers will take you, but I hope that you're fortunate enough to work with organisations like Strathclyde who are progressive, ambitious, true to their values, and that make huge contributions to society across a number of areas. After my MBA, I had many different roles at Scottish Enterprise, as David said. Scottish Enterprise is Scotland's national economic development agency. We help companies to innovate and to scale up and create new jobs, increase levels of innovation, growth and opportunity across the economy. And we do this by investing in and supporting ambitious companies and giving Scotland the best chance to succeed in emerging high-growth areas such as opportunities arising from the net zero transition and in other areas that improve many people's lives, like digital healthcare and advanced medicine manufacture. I found that my Strathclyde MBA had given me the knowledge and the confidence to take on very demanding roles at Scottish Enterprise that were well outside my comfort zone. For example, rather to my surprise, I went from leading Scottish Enterprise's creative industries team, involved in areas like digital media, games, industries, to being entrusted to lead the energy team at a time when the transition to offshore wind, wave and tidal power was in its infancy. I had no background in energy and I had to win over some very sceptical people in the industry, but I had the privilege of working with and the support of some amazingly determined and innovative companies who were facing straight into the challenges and opportunities of the transition to clean, sustainable energy. My eyes were open to just how talented, entrepreneurial and diverse Scotland's economy is. My job also gave me the opportunity to experience international business through Scottish Enterprise's roles in helping companies to export and in attracting international companies to set up in Scotland. Scotland's very good at this, second only to London in the UK for attracting inward investment. And a large part of my role was pitching Scotland to companies in Japan, South Korea, China, Germany, Spain and France, amongst others, and winning new investments. It was very clear to me last year at COP26 in Glasgow that Scotland's commitment to a low-carbon economy resonates really strongly with the international business community and bodes well for our future economic prospects and the good of our planet. Incidentally, Strathclyde very much excels across many disciplines related to net zero and is a really important asset for attracting investment into Scotland. It was such a privilege to come and be part of the team here in 2018 and establish the role of Chief Commercial Officer. I thought I knew Strathclyde well, but there's so much more to the university than I appreciated even then. Of course, being Strathclyde, it was a huge learning experience to work here. I learned something new every day, and I met so many inspirational and talented people at the forefront of their field of research in areas like entrepreneurship, quantum technologies, advanced manufacturing, renewable energy, medical and pharmaceutical technologies, space satellite applications, really exciting areas important to our future economy and where this university excels. My role here was to work with the Strathclyde community to build its already very strong relationships with industry, to establish new industrial centres of excellence, such as the National Manufacturing Institute for Scotland, the centrepiece of the Scottish Government's manufacturing strategy, and to position Strathclyde at the very centre of two new innovation districts, one here in Glasgow city centre and one near Glasgow Airport. These new centres and districts epitomise Strathclyde's commitment to being a place of useful learning, forging new industrial partnerships, opening up new areas of research and innovation, and benefiting the local and national economy. A highlight of my time here was launching Scotland's first innovation district in 2019, the Glasgow City Innovation District, which has gone from strength to strength, impact and reputation. It was also great to share in the celebrations when news came through that Strathclyde had become the Times Higher Education University of the Year for the second time in 2019, the first university to receive this award twice. However, the best aspect of being part of Strathclyde was to work with the brilliant Strathclyde community. It's what makes Strathclyde a very special place and an outstanding and distinctive institution at the forefront of education and research, highly innovative and socially progressive. It's because I admire Strathclyde so much that it's such a great honour and privilege to be recognised by the university today. I would like to thank the entire Strathclyde community for being such an important part of my life, education and career. I'd also like to thank Chancellor Lord Smith, who was also my hugely supportive chair at Scottish Enterprise for the last year, and Principal and Vice-Chancellor Professor Sir Jim MacDonald, from whom I learned so much about inspirational leadership. Also to my wonderful colleagues at Scottish Enterprise, who work so hard daily to make Scotland a better place to live and work. I'd also like to thank my mum and my late dad for all the sacrifices that they made to prioritise my education, and my wonderful wife, children and friends here today who have been such a great support to me. Becoming Strathclyde's Alumnus of the Year is a great honour and signals to me the start of yet another phase of my relationship with Strathclyde, which I look forward to very much. And to all of you graduating today, I hope that this is also the beginning of a new phase in your relationship with Strathclyde, and that you benefit from ongoing connection to the university and the Strathclyde network. I'd encourage you to keep this relationship very warm indeed. It's my experience that your lives and your careers will benefit greatly if you do. Thank you very much. Enjoy your special day, and the very best of luck to you all for the future. Thank you.
My Lord and Chancellor, in the name of the University and by the authority of Senate, I present to you these students for the degree of Doctor of Philosophy for Research in the Department of Accounting and Finance, James Edward Bonner. Shivani Tandon. For the degree of Master of Science in Finance, Dari Emmanuel Adesanya. Shriya Ravi Bavsar. Tanmay Kamlakar Dandika. Hamid Saeed Hashmat. Rajat Jaiswal. Royal Jaiswal. Anand Mahesh Kamat. Abigail Sharon Madtha. Georgios Moskidis. Rachana Samir Shah. Dan Kyong Ju. Bismillah Safiya Yazin. Rohan Anil Zawar. In Finance and Management, Shayan Anwar. Ayush Arora. Ophelia Dankwa Asiedu. Jose Enrique dos Santos Bilao. Simnom Elizabeth Jock. Rosemary John. Miron Lambru. Zihui Li. David Tolu Oshabgemi. In Financial Technology, Ziwei Bai. Cameron Gwilyn Brown. Anil Chander. Ryan Dugan. Christodoulos Eleutheriou. Tiger Hashka Yilnadal Garcia. Wen Chin Huang. Hui Huan Tan. Mohammed Umar Janjua. Yi An Lin. Siraj Sheikh. Hamish Watt. Yawen Zhang. In International Accounting and Finance, Ferdous Abdul Nasser Mohammed Abdul Rahman. Maria Belen Abente Segovia. Keir James Donaldson. Christine Evita Lewis. Sabina Mensah. Ritika Swapnesh Mutta. Daniel Gregor Sim. Eleni Stavropoulou. Sukdeep Kaur. Aisha Tarin. Christina Lydia Vijay Anand. Cheng Feng Wang. In international banking and finance, Iman Ahmed. Zain Ashraf. Dev Ranjan Dangal. Din Diem Kun. Emma Dool. Liam John Ford. Sarah Hussain. Baraf Kishava. Mayur Shivaji Sawant. In investment and finance, Dia Agarwal. Karan Agarwal. Ismail Ahmed. Mirza Shabazz Ali. David Elliott Jaron Chalmers. Ian Jun Chen. Iona Diane Colhoun. Sunita Deshkitviram. Alliance Robin De Silva. Cameron Thompson Dunlop. Michael Dominic Fallon. Himanshu Srihari Godse. Emma Eden Elizabeth Graham. Anastasia Immerman. Naman Khanna. Vamsi Krishna Koparapu. Jamie Lindsay. Jack James McCready. Emily McEwen. Tushar Shankar Patil. Sharan Pillay. Nivesh Poddar. Kasim Kayum. Kritika Ravichandran. Vishal Sharma. Harsh Akshay Shukla. Alexander Mark Smith. Nikita Rajkumar Somani. Cameron Symes. Vincent Tapa. Mikhail Tsikmakis. Yash Anil Vinharkar. Jute Mei Wang. For the degree of Master of Science in Finance and Management, Drew Meikle. Ritik Tyagi.
Well, let me warmly welcome you once again to this special ceremony and very memorable day, a day that marks the culmination of many years of demanding work and dedication for our new graduates. So I'd like to begin my address by congratulating our graduates of 2022 on their collective achievements and success with a round of applause from all of us here. Well done. As we all know, the last 2.5 years have been particularly challenging due to the coronavirus pandemic, and you've shown great resilience, adaptability and determination to arrive at this day. And for those of you graduating in front of your family, friends and supporters, this will be a very proud moment for you. I'm sure you're extremely grateful for their support. So graduates, let us take the opportunity to show our appreciation and gratitude with a round of applause for your family, friends and supporters. Thank you. And similarly, all of our graduates have been helped by our wonderful staff who've worked hard to provide you with a first-class education and outstanding student experience, and for whom your success is their reward. So graduates, again, please join me in showing your appreciation to them. Now, in a short while, you'll be invited to join an academic procession when we leave the hall. That's a symbol that you're no longer students, but are now full members of the academic community at Strathclyde, which amazingly now numbers 191,000 across the world. And you join esteemed companies such as David Livingstone, John Logie Baird, Dame Ellie Shangiolini, Helen Liddell, Baroness Annabel Goldie, Sir Tom Hunter, to name just a few. Of all the key figures who've made this university what it is, Professor John Anderson was the one who made it possible back in 1796 when Strathclyde was founded at his bequest during the Scottish Enlightenment for the benefit of all mankind as a place of useful learning. Anderson believed in knowledge for the greater good and for all, what we now call widening access today. And we've remained faithful to our founding principles. Strathclyde is at the forefront of widening access to higher education, welcoming those with the ability to learn regardless of their personal circumstances. And we do this while having some of the highest entrance requirements in the UK. Our motto of useful learning continues to apply today as we seek to gain new knowledge and understanding that we can apply to the challenges of our time. We're a research-intensive university whose vision is to make a positive difference to the lives of our students, to society, and to the world. And through our groundbreaking research, we're helping to change the world for the better. In the recently published results of the Research Excellence Framework 2021, the UK government system for assessing quality research in UK higher education institutions, almost 90% of Strathclyde's research was assessed as world-leading or internationally excellent. Strathclyde also has the second highest impact quality profile in Scotland, demonstrating the effect our research has on everyday lives in the real world. Our scientists and researchers are leading the development of innovative technologies that will facilitate the transition from fossil fuels to clean, sustainable energy sources, such as wind, solar, and hydrogen, that will power a future world and tackle climate change. And we're developing new drugs using new digital manufacturing processes that will provide cheaper, more effective treatments in the fight against cancer, kidney diseases, and inflammatory diseases, while also keeping our health service evolve to face the challenges of health and social care in the changing demographics of the 21st century. Through our focus on entrepreneurial education, Strathclyde Inspire, we're helping students and staff to create new businesses with sustainability in mind, which are creating jobs and supporting economic growth. And we're leading the revitalisation of this part of the city through the Glasgow City Innovation District, which is bringing companies both large and small here to work together with the university to create new ideas, new technologies and solutions to a range of problems across key research clusters. Health tech, fintech, 5G, industrial informatics, space and quantum, much of which is based in our Technology and Innovation Centre. And in the near future, we will be building another innovation centre named in honour of one of our most successful alumni, businessman Dr. Charles Huang, who last year donated £50 million to Strathclyde, an extremely generous gift and our largest ever. It was given in recognition of the role that this university had in his success. Now, £30 million of this gift will be used to support the new sustainable building, a key part of the university's technology and innovation zone, allowing more businesses to co-locate with the university and improve productivity, develop world-class talent, research and technology, and accelerate inclusive economic growth. And also, in honour of Professor Stephen Young, a pioneer in the field of marketing who helped establish Strathclyde's Department of Marketing, and who was Dr. Huang's PhD supervisor and mentor during his studies, and who sadly passed away in August last year. £20 million of Dr. Huang's gift will support the creation of 2 professorial chairs in international entrepreneurship, international innovation and business, along with associated research assistants and PhD students. And further still, it'll support an annual prize for an outstanding research paper for a business idea and fund 5 merit scholarship awards each year, all in Professor Young's name. And that'll see an associated leadership programme put in place for each of the scholarship students. We're growing Scotland's manufacturing capabilities as part of the 4th Industrial Revolution, Industry 4.0. And that's going to see digitalisation, automation and artificial intelligence transform the sector and provide huge economic and employment opportunities. Now, much of this work is taking place in Advanced Manufacturing Innovation District, Scotland, which is out near Glasgow Airport, where the National Manufacturing Institute Scotland facility, to be operated by Strathclyde, is under construction. We also work to inform public policy on national economic strategy, on education, productivity and workplace strategies through our various research industries. And our globally minded staff and students are working in sustainable development and addressing inequalities in places such as India, Malawi and the Gambia to establish clean water, renewable power supplies and healthcare facilities. And in pursuing our vision, we understand the value of successfully working in partnership with business, with government and with the third sector to make a difference. We extend our global reach through academic partnerships with the likes of Stanford, NYU, MIT, Caltech, Tsinghua, Nanyang Technical University and National University of Singapore, to name a few. As a university, we're continually working to enhance our student experience, investing in our campus as evidenced by our new Strathclyde sport and learning and teaching buildings, and investing in health and wellbeing services, always putting our students at the heart of everything we do. Our progress and efforts in all of these areas have been greatly recognised in recent years with a host of awards. As you heard earlier, we became the only university to win the Times Higher Education UK University of the Year twice, first in 2012 and again in 2019. We've also been named Business School of the Year, Workplace of the Year, Research Project of the Year in recent years, and we're shortlisted in the Outstanding Entrepreneurial University of the Year category of the Times Higher Education Awards, which is to be announced in 2 weeks' time. One or two little highlights from this faculty include a University of Strathclyde alumna and 2 visiting professors at the university having been appointed to a council of business leaders established to support economic growth in the UK. Alumna Anita Frew, chair of Rolls-Royce, is among the 28 members of the Business Council, along with fellow alumna Dr. Lena Wilson, chair of AGS Airports and Picton Property and visiting professor in Strathclyde Business School, and Keith Anderson, chief executive of Scottish Power and visiting professor in Strathclyde's Department of Accounting and Finance. Strathclyde Business School's MSc in Finance programme has been ranked once again in the Financial Times 2021 ranking of the top 55 pre-experience finance programmes in June 21. The top 55 programmes were ranked with just 12 schools in the UK, including an international ranking which is produced annually. Close to £4 million of funding has been approved for a new ESRC Network Plus called Interact to bring an economic and social science dimension to the £147 million Made Smarter Innovation Programme, which will be led by co-directors Professor Jill McBride of Strathclyde and Professor Jan Godsill of Loughborough. The overall aim of Made Smarter Challenge is to help UK manufacturing become more productive and competitive through the innovation and diffusion of digital technology. These examples are just a small sample of the wide-ranging activity and successes from our university in the last year. Today is a day to look forward to the beginning of a new chapter in your lives, where you take the knowledge and skills you've acquired and during your time here to pursue and realise your aspirations. And as you forge your new careers, the university's values of being ambitious, bold, innovative, collaborative and people-oriented will stand you in good stead. We're only just emerging from the coronavirus pandemic, which has had far-reaching and unprecedented effects in all of our lives. The pandemic has challenged our health systems, impacted economies, and changed the way we work. But it's also demonstrated what society can achieve when we work together, and it's placed science at the forefront of the solutions to the challenges we face. For it was science and universities that delivered the vaccines for COVID-19 in record time, and it's science and education that will help us address the most pressing issue of our day, climate change. In November last year, Glasgow hosted COP26, Summit of World Leaders and Nations, which came together to agree measures to prevent catastrophic warming of our planet. Several important pledges were made at that gathering, and it will be up to you as citizens to ensure that these promises are kept, to push for further changes, and it will be up to you as citizens to play your part in putting in place the scientific and social solutions for making net zero happen. The university is all too aware of its responsibilities to reduce its own impact on the planet, which is why we've set a target to reduce our carbon emissions by 70% by 2025 and to reach net zero by 2040 or earlier if we can. We must also recognise the challenges of coronavirus and climate change, that these have exposed divisions in our society, weaknesses in our system, and even seen the denial of science and expert knowledge. Now, Strathclyde is an institution where freedom of thought is encouraged and valued, an institution exemplified by tolerance and inclusivity, one which seeks to play a significant role in shaping the world we live in through our teaching, our research, and through you, our graduates. Now, as graduates of Strathclyde, you too must play your part in drawing upon the knowledge you've gained here and the learning that's still to come to build a brighter future. In doing so, we hope you'll demonstrate Strathclyde's socially progressive values and ethos of tolerance, pluralism, and a desire to make a positive difference. As graduates, you must champion knowledge, address injustice, and question inappropriate behaviours, including by those in authority. Now, I'm confident you'll do this because you go out into the world equipped with the most valuable asset, knowledge. The Strathclyde degree you now hold in your hands is your passport to success as you rise to meet the challenges ahead. The quality of research and education at Strathclyde is why our graduates are highly sought after by employers, and it's through you, our graduates, we'll make our biggest impact in the world. So it's with immense pride that we see you graduate today, and though you may be leaving us, we hope you'll continue to stay in touch, to let us know how you get on, and to continue to contribute to Strathclyde. Because it's through the involvement of our alumni we can provide a first-class education student experience for you. So we now ask you to think of those who will follow. As we draw this ceremony to a close, the time has come for you to celebrate with your loved ones. So on behalf of the University of Strathclyde, congratulations again to each and every one of you. Thank you. I wish you every success for the future, and I now declare this congregation closed. I should now like to invite you to join the academic procession, and I would ask families and friends, please, to remain in the hall until the procession has left the building, and then join us in the Learning and Teaching building for refreshments. Thank you very much.